Starting a watch collection in 2026? Don't buy a Rolex. It is the most common piece of advice in the watch world. You've heard it 1,000 times. Just save your money, wait for the call, and buy the Submariner. It's the only watch you'll ever need. In a normal market, that might be sound logic. But it is January 2026, and the rules of the game have changed. If you are standing at the starting line of your collecting journey today, I'm going to tell you something that might feel like heresy. Don't buy a Rolex as your first watch. Welcome back to Luxe Pulse, where we break down luxury watches without the hype, pressure, or confusion. If you're new here, subscribe for weekly buying guides, honest advice, and insights that actually help you enjoy the hobby. I know that saying "don't buy a Rolex" feels like telling a marathon runner to avoid the finish line. But we have to look at the reality of the 2026 landscape. With the recent price adjustments pushing even the most basic professional models toward that £10,000 mark, the entry fee for the crown has become a barrier that can actually ruin the hobby for a beginner. When you spend that much on your very first piece, the pressure to keep it perfect, the fear of the secondary market fluctuations, and the stress of the waitlist dance can strip away the joy of ownership. You aren't buying a watch at that point. You're buying a high-stakes stress test. The danger for a newcomer in 2026 is falling into the one-watch trap. You convinced yourself that if you just get that one Rolex, you'll be satisfied. But the truth is, your tastes will evolve more in your first year of collecting than they will in the next 10. If you tie up your entire budget in a single piece that you're almost too afraid to wear to a pub in Manchester or a crowded train in London, you've locked yourself out of the best part of this hobby, the discovery. Rolex is a destination, not a starting point. To truly appreciate why a Rolex is special, you need to understand what else is out there. You need to feel different materials, see different movements, and understand how a watch actually fits into your lifestyle. In 2026, there are two brands that aren't just alternatives. They are arguably providing a better experience for the modern enthusiast. If you want the prestige and the history, but you also want a watch that actually pushes the boundaries of what's possible, you need to look at Omega. Specifically, the Seamaster Diver 300M or the Aquaterra. While the Rolex price hikes have been aggressive, Omega has stayed focused on the value-to-spec ratio. When you buy an Omega today, you're getting a master chronometer movement that is practically immune to the magnetic fields of our modern world, your phones, your laptops, your car chargers. There is a deep sense of reassurance that comes with an Omega. You aren't just paying for a logo, you're paying for a level of finishing and a transparent display of engineering that Rolex simply doesn't offer at their entry level. For a beginner, being able to turn the watch over and actually see the coaxial escapement at work is a vital part of the education. It connects you to the mechanics. It makes the luxury feel earned rather than just marketed. Omega allows you to enter the top tier of Swiss watchmaking with your head held high, knowing you've bought the better machine for significantly less than the Rolex tax. Then we have to talk about the invisible revolution we've discussed before. If the Omega is the technical powerhouse, the Tudor Pelagos is the functional masterpiece. For a beginner in 2026, the Pelagos 39 or even the FXD represents the most honest watch you can buy. It doesn't pretend to be jewelry. It is a high-performance titanium tool that is designed to be lived in. As we've explored, the weight of titanium is a game changer. If you buy a heavy steel watch as your first piece, You might find yourself leaving it in the box more often than not. The Pelagos removes that friction. It's a watch that says, "Go ahead, live your life." It handles the scratches, it ignores the weight, and it provides a stealth wealth vibe that is increasingly attractive in today's world. Buying a Tudor isn't settling. In 2026, buying a Tudor is a signal that you are a collector who values substance over status symbols. It's a smart, calculated move that leaves you with enough room in your budget to perhaps explore a second, totally different style of watch later in the year. So, what should your 2026 blueprint look like? Instead of chasing a single overpriced retail ghost, I want you to adopt the growth mindset. Start with a piece that you can wear without an insurance policy and a bodyguard. Look at the brands that are actually innovating. Whether it's the heritage of Omega or the modern utility of Tudor, these are the pieces that will teach you what you actually value in a watch. Is it the way the light hits a ceramic bezel? Is it the micro adjustment in the clasp that saves your wrist on a hot day? Is it the history of a brand that went to the moon? You only learn these things by wearing the watches. By avoiding the Rolex entry trap, you give yourself the freedom to fail, to pivot, and to eventually succeed. Build a collection that lasts. I promise you, the Rolex will still be there in 3 years. And when you finally do decide to add one to your collection, you will do it with the confidence of someone who has been there and done that. You will appreciate the Submariner more because you've lived with a Seamaster. You will understand the oyster steel more because you felt the lightness of the Pelagos. Collecting is a marathon, not a sprint to the most expensive boutique. In 2026, the real luxury isn't the name on the dial. It's the knowledge in your head and the comfort on your wrist. Don't let the price hikes dictate your happiness. Take control of your collection, start with something that makes sense for your life today, and let the hobby grow with you. If you're ready to look past the hype and build a collection that actually means something, I'd love to help you along the way. We are navigating this 2026 market together, one honest conversation at a time. Hit that subscribe button and join us. Let me know in the comments, if you had £10,000 today, would you put it all on one Rolex? Or would you build a 2-watch collection with Omega and Tudor? I'm Luxe Pulse, and I'll see you in the next one.